You ever stand in front of the fridge convinced there's nothing to eat and then somehow spend $200 on just a few things or worse, takeout? I've done it too, over and over until I finally built a pantry system that stopped the chaos. Last month, I decided to put that system to the test with a little October challenge, eating almost entirely out of my pantry. Let's just say it taught me a lot about what really works when food prices keep climbing. But what made that possible wasn't luck. It was 15 cheap staples that quietly run my entire kitchen. Hi, my friend. Thanks so much for joining me today. If you don't know me, I'm Sarah. I'm the owner of FrozenPennies.com. I'm a financial coach and the author of the best-selling book, Fundamentally Frugal, link below. When I think about what truly keeps our grocery bill low, it all comes down to 15 simple ingredients. The everyday staples that quietly make everything work. These are the building blocks of real-life frugal living. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact 15 pantry staples that make the system work, the ones that keep my grocery bill low and my meals easy, and how to build this system for yourself. In the next video, I'm going to show you how I plan our meals around these staples. Let's start with the proteins, the foods that fill you up, stretch far, and never let you down. Dried beans and lentils are one of the cheapest, most versatile proteins that you can buy. A single bag costs just a few dollars and can feed your family several times. Lentils are even faster, no soaking required, and ready in under 30 minutes. I use them in soups, chilies, tacos, or toss into a salad for extra protein. They're the backbone of a frugal pantry because they stretch meals, add nutrition, and never go to waste. Canned chicken or tuna are lifesavers when dinner sneaks up on you and nothing's thawed. They last for years, are easy to store, and cost much less than fresh meat. A can of chicken becomes instant quesadillas, casseroles, or chicken salad sandwiches. Tuna adds quick protein to pasta or wraps. When you find them on sale, stock up. They're the ultimate emergency dinner solution that keeps you from spending on takeout. Eggs are one of the most affordable and versatile ingredients you'll ever buy. They're breakfast, they're lunch, or dinner, depending on how you use them. Beyond scrambled or fried, I toss them into fried rice, stir them into soups for richness, or use them in baking. A single carton adds protein, texture, and flavor to dozens of recipes. Even with prices rising on eggs, they're still one of the best bargains in the grocery store. Frozen ground meat is my secret weapon for easy weeknight meals. When ground beef or turkey goes on sale, I buy a few pounds and freeze them in 1-pound bags. They thaw quickly, especially if they're flat, and make everything from tacos and chili to casseroles and spaghetti sauce. Ground meat stretches beautifully when mixed with beans, rice, or chopped vegetables. It's the foundation of so many family dinners and makes meal prep easier because it's always ready to go. Now I'm talking ground beef, ground chicken, ground turkey, and even ground pork. They're all very affordable. Now let's talk about the filling staples, the carbs and grains that make meals satisfying without breaking the bank. Rice is one of the most reliable and budget-friendly staples in my kitchen. A big bag might seem expensive up front, but it breaks down to just pennies per serving. It pairs with almost anything, stir fries, soups, casseroles, burrito bowls, or even breakfast. When stored properly, rice lasts for months, making it the perfect long-term pantry investment. It's filling, flexible, and turns small amounts of meat or veggies into complete satisfying meals. Brown rice is much more nutritious than white rice because it has more fiber in it. And one of my favorite meals growing up after we had leftover rice from dinner the night before is to warm up the rice, add some milk and brown sugar, and eat it for breakfast. Delicious. I used to love when there was leftover rice so I could have it for breakfast the next morning. Pasta in multiple shapes makes every meal feel different, even when you're using the same ingredients. Spaghetti for quick sauces, penne for casseroles, and small shapes like ditalini for soups. Pasta is cheap, filling, and cooks in minutes, making it ideal for busy nights. At around $1 per pound on sale, it's one of the best values in the grocery store. With just a little sauce, make it red or cheese, and a few pantry add-ins, dinner practically makes itself. Oats are a pantry powerhouse. They're incredibly cheap, they last forever, and can be used for more than just breakfast. I use them in homemade granola bars, as breadcrumbs and meatballs, or to thicken soups and stews. A big container costs only a few dollars, but stretches into dozens of meals and snacks. When you're trying to save money, oats are one of those ingredients that quietly make everything else go a little bit further. All-purpose flour opens up endless possibilities in a frugal kitchen. Pancakes, biscuits, pizza dough, tortillas, and homemade bread all start here. A 5-pound bag costs a few dollars and lasts for weeks or months when stored properly. Making baked goods and doughs from scratch saves a surprising amount of money and buying mixes or prepared versions. Plus, there's something deeply satisfying about creating meals entirely from your pantry, starting with just flour and water. Then there are the flavor builders, the small but mighty ingredients that make budget meals taste anything but boring. Onions and garlic are the simplest way to make everything taste better. They're the flavor base for soups, sauces, and casseroles, and they store for weeks in a cool, dry place. Buying them in bulk bags saves even more money, and you'll use them constantly. A simple meal of rice and beans becomes rich and aromatic just by sauteing an onion and a few cloves of garlic first. Bouillon or broth bases add incredible depth to meals without taking up fridge space or costing much. A small jar of bouillon cubes or paste or powder can replace dozens of cartons of broth, saving both money and storage space. Just a spoonful turns water into a rich base for nearly any recipe. It lasts for months, costs only a few dollars, and prevents waste from half-used cartons sitting in the fridge. Soy sauce and basic spices prove that flavor doesn't have to be expensive. You don't need 100 spices to make good food, just a few reliables. I keep salt, pepper, garlic powder, chili powder, Italian seasoning on hand, plus a bottle of coconut aminos, which I prefer over soy sauce. Together, they make nearly anything taste amazing, small, inexpensive, and endlessly useful. That's a smart pantry seasoning. Finally, let's talk about the essentials of produce that actually last. The ingredients that bridge the gap between fresh and shelf-stable. Potatoes are one of the most budget-friendly filling foods you can buy. A 10-pound bag often costs less than $5 and lasts for weeks. You can bake, mash, roast, or fry them, and they work in every season. When money's tight or the fridge is looking empty, potatoes can become dinner all on their own. They're simple, comforting, and versatile, the kind of ingredients that quietly holds your meal plan together. Carrots, celery, and cabbage are 3 of the most underrated vegetables for stretching your budget. Whole carrots can last far longer than baby carrots and cost less per pound, while a head of cabbage can stretch across multiple meals. They're great in soups, stir-fries, slaws, or roasted as a side dish. All are inexpensive, nutrient-dense, and last for weeks without spoiling. When produce prices skyrocket, these 2 keep your meals fresh and affordable. Frozen mixed vegetables are the perfect compromise between convenience and savings. All frozen veggies are underrated. They're already chopped, perfectly fresh, and ready when you need them. A few dollars buys a large bag that can be tossed into soups, casseroles, fried rice, or pasta dishes. They help you avoid food waste because they never go bad, and they save time when you're too tired to prep. I always keep at least 2 bags on hand for quick, healthy, affordable meals. And last but not least, we can't forget the snacks and comfort staples that make frugal living actually enjoyable. Peanut butter and popcorn are 2 of my favorite low-cost treats that keep us from overspending on snacks. Peanut butter is full of protein and works for breakfast, snacks, or baking. Popcorn kernels cost only a few dollars a bag and make dozens of servings, perfect for movie nights or when you just want something crunchy and salty in the afternoon. They're proof that saving money doesn't have to feel like sacrifice, just smart, simple choices that still feel like a treat. Now, how to build your own pantry system. So once you've got these staples down, the next question is, how do you actually turn them into a system? Because this isn't just about stacking cans or filling jars. It's about creating something that works for your real life. The kind of pantry that keeps you fed, calm, and in control no matter what the week looks like. Let's call it the Pantry method, because when you get a great opportunity to use a fun acronym, you jump on it. When you follow this framework, your shelves start to feel less like storage and more like security. P, purposeful. Every item in my pantry earns its space. I only stock what I know we'll eat, foods that work in multiple recipes, not ingredients that just look pretty on a shelf. A, adaptable. Your pantry should flex with your seasons of life. When I'm busy, I rely on meat and a can of frozen veggies. When I've got time, I lean more into scratch cooking. It's all about rhythm, not strict rules. And not excessive. A well-stocked pantry isn't an overflowing one. I'd rather have 10 core ingredients I can actually use than 50 that expire before I remember they're there. T, timeless. I stick with classics that have stood the test of time. Beans, rice, flour, oats. The same foods our grandmothers relied on, still stretching a budget better than anything new and trendy. R, rotating. I treat my pantry like a living system. Use, restock, repeat. That simple rhythm keeps everything fresh, prevents waste, and means I'm never caught off guard at dinner time. Why yours? The most important part, make it your own. Your pantry doesn't have to look like mine or anyone else's online. Build it around your family's favorite meals, your space, and your budget. When you use the pantry method, you stop reacting to food shortages, sales, or cravings and start feeling in charge of what you have, what you spend, and how you feed your family. That's it. 15 simple staples and one smart system that quietly keep my kitchen running and my grocery bill low. Building a pantry like this isn't about perfection. It's about creating calm, saving money, and knowing you can always make something out of what you already have. And if this video spoke to you, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and watch this video next.